Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. I want to go to the Daily Caller, dailycaller.com. This is a very interesting piece because this is exactly what Newt Gingrich said back in the early 90s, what he could do. They executed the plan, and they had basically bought every state and local government in the United States in the early 90s to advance the agenda of, at that time, the Republican Party, because they had unified the Senate and the House for the first time since like the 40s. And people may remember the contract with America. Yeah, that ended up doing just great for us, didn't it? Because that's, the government follows through on all its contracts with the American people, right? Social Security. Yeah, but anyway, George Soros is following that blueprint. Gingrich said that he could buy every state and local government for $500 million. And at that time, it may have seemed like a lot of money, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. Now, George Soros is focusing his efforts on buying every district attorney. Interesting, isn't it? Because why would George Soros possibly want to buy up district attorney seats? I mean, very interesting. Listen to this. George Soros is buying district attorney seats. Philadelphia is in his sights. The district attorney race was actually much different before he contributed $1.45 million. That's a huge sum for a DA race. Think about that. $1.45 million to fund a super PAC in support of his preferred candidate, Larry Krasner. Krasner is a progressive lawyer who has never worked as a prosecutor. He sailed to an easy victory, winning by 18 percentage points ahead of his next opponent. There were 6 people that were in the race, and before Soros funded Krasner, he wasn't even thought of as having a remote chance of winning this thing. So it's very interesting that Soros changed the game in Philadelphia, and this is how his playbook is. This is what they do. They buy these seats because they have basically unlimited resources. When you have $1 billion, that's basically unlimited. You're going to have a hard time spending $1 billion. Now, a candidate aligned with Soros, according to Daily Caller, and his left-wing politics emerged victorious thanks to the billionaire's willingness to flood local races with the kind of capital typically reserved for important national political campaigns. Soros is a funder, of course, of Black Lives Matter, is a staunch advocate of reforming policy methods and softening drug laws, which, I can't see a problem with. Installing like-minded district attorneys allows Soros the opportunity to influence law enforcement policies across the country. Now, that I have an issue with, because I got to tell you, the people in positions of power typically want to maintain their power, and they do so by exerting control over your life. And what better way to control you than to continue the militaristic policies that we've been seeing with our police over the last 15, 20 years? This push to militarize actually goes back to the Daddy Bush. Daddy Bush was the person that created the predecessor to the 1033 program. And the number escapes me as far as what the number was, but he actually started the concept of giving military equipment to local police. All they had to do is just pay for the shipping and pay to maintain it. And hey, we'll just give you a tank or a helicopter or body armor or automatic weapons or night vision or whatever you need, or MRAPs. Hey, we have it for you. Bargain basement. Everything must go. And so over the course of time and billions and billions and billions of dollars, we now have a militaristic police force that looks at you as the enemy. And it's all thanks to people like George Soros, who have been pivotal in getting the right people in positions of authority at the right time to advance that agenda. Now, Soros spent more than $7 million influencing local prosecutor races in 2015 and 2016. That's a huge sum of money for these local races. I mean, you're talking about people that get 100 grand. I mean, they're knocking it out of the park at the local level. So it's very interesting. Now, Krasner said in his victory speech, he says, like me, they hate bad police officers and they need the backing of law enforcement to make sure the good police officers are promoted, that the good police officers have room to do their job, that the good police officers are safe, and that the bad police officers who endanger them and who cause there to be disrespect and a rift between them and the community are out of the way. I would say that there's a measure of truth in it, but I will say that where George Soros is concerned and where his interests are don't align with our interests at all. And I would be very wary, Philadelphia, of this Krasner fella, even though it looks like he's going to sail to an easy victory. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's news shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day, everybody.